What's happening? No, that's not.
It's not Wednesday. It's what's happening Sunday.
You almost said Saturday.
I did. Sunday.
It's Sunday, guys, and I gotta be honest with you. I did not feel camera ready to do my comic review. I have been, if you tuned in for what's happening Wednesday, you know that I am not feeling well. But
did you find the fart if you tuned in?
Did you find the fart? Yeah, he wants to know if you found the fart. Anyways, no one has actually commented saying they found the fart. So, either they don't care or they just like it to be a mystery. They like the mystery of the fart. Okay, guys, so here's the deal. Late last week, I started feeling ill and did not get my comic review done. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but I am doing
Not
better.
ill isn't awesome.
Not like licensed to ill.
Yeah.
But like I have a cold. And I didn't feel camera ready to get on and talk about comics. However,
we're going to talk about comics together today.
We're going to do, for one time...
I'll just give you my opinion. She'll give you the rest.
I'll give you the rest. He'll give his opinion.
I can't wait for what we're starting with. Big pile of dog duty.
As always, guys, we're going to talk about the comics that we both read. We both read all these.
I have.
And
I usually read all of them because I ain't got nothing better to do. I still haven't read my Stargirl yet, but whatever.
You haven't read Stargirl yet. There are a couple issues that came out this week, but I missed the final order cutoff for those, and I'm waiting for those to come to me. I think like either this week or next week.
They should be there by the time we get there, I think.
So that if you're thinking you're going to get a review of Dahlia in the Dark and Granite State Punk,
which I am excited for.
Yes, you are going to have to wait until next time, probably, or the next time after that.
Mm-hmm.
Soon. We'll talk about it soon. But anyways.
What are we starting with, Carrie?
I'm very disappointed, Joe. I'm glad that you're here with me doing this recording, so I'm very disappointed. We just got off of a wonderful run of this comic written by Stephanie Phillips.
Yep. I even liked it.
Even despite, some shaky moments involving the art.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn was repeatedly one of my favorite comics every month. This month, we saw new art by Sweeney Boo.
The art was fine.
The art was fantastic, guys. If we're gonna talk right now about anything positive before we get into the negative, Sweeney Boo's art is refreshing. I love the way she draws Kevin.
I did like the way she drew Kevin.
Yeah. I really loved...
I like the way she drew Harley.
I love the way she drew Harley. Actually, Two-Face is in this as well. That looked cute.
It was cutesy. It wasn't my favorite interpretation of Two-Face, but it was
was cool. It was good, fresh, clear, concise, and it was good with the art-wise. Now, however, the Teenie Howard is now writing Harley Quinn, and guys, I had high hopes for this because Teenie Howard is writing Catwoman. She was writing Punchline, two books that I enjoy month after month.
Yeah, I enjoy both those books, but holy moly, this book.
Guys, I am not happy with this.
Talk about backwards character development. Holy shit, bro.
And I read this right when we got our comics on Thursday.
Man, that's been sitting in your head since Thursday.
It's been sitting in my head
It's been sitting in my head for about an hour now. And that's...
Yeah. So it was the first comic I read because I was really excited about seeing where it went from Stephanie Phillips. And yeah, it's been sitting rent-free in my head in a bad way since then.
I don't have my girlfriend. I can't do things right anymore.
Okay, so guys, character development is bound to take different turns when different writers take on a character that has been around for a while. However, Harley Quinn has been on a route with Stephanie Phillips where she was taking on the role of being a anti-hero. Goofy but intelligent, valued for her intelligence, valued for her abilities, using those abilities for the greater good. I don't mind Harley in the past being a criminal, being mischievous, because she's always mischievous. That's not what I'm looking for here. Harley had a definite trajectory. She's been a villain. She has been a criminal. She has been all these things. And now, for some reason, Harley now has this weird beef with Two-Face.
I can even live with that.
I can live with that, except for the fact that she is decidedly just in some evil criminal prank war, as Kevin puts it in the book, with Two-Face out of nowhere.
And they don't even explain it, and they tell you that they're not going to explain it in the first page. Like,
they tell you that they're not going to explain it. Apparently, we're dumb and can't understand what's going on with Harley, and whatever. The other thing that annoys me is the idea of a female woman, powerful, smart woman character reduced to the I'm doing this because I'm bored because my girlfriend isn't around. Which, granted...
Which she has to say like 3 or 4 fucking times.
Yeah. Is Harley's relationship with Poison Ivy a relationship that she values? Yes, we know that. We knew that all along. Is Harley is waiting to get into criminal mischief with her girlfriend when she gets home, and the girlfriend has been gone. Okay? Poison Ivy has been gone, but Harley was on this totally different trajectory, and now it's completely turned around because she's waiting to get into criminal mischief with her girlfriend. And
she was the one trying to get fucking Poison Ivy to act straight, and like she's all
exactly.
It's fucking let's be on with this. This is a terrible comic.
This was not what I was hoping for in the least.
What's next?
Let's talk about Dark Knights of Steel, number 10 of 12.
You know, I would have put that higher up. It was higher than Action for sure.
Well,
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The distance...
It took me a second to remember what was going on.
Right, and this is a problem.
Yeah.
Because you have to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, that's right, that was happening.
The Beast Boy thing took me a second to realize, too.
Right. Like, I had forgotten that Beast Boy was Batman's dragon.
Yes.
Like, I had to remember that. And, other than that, like, I had to also remember the Martian Manhunter character was paired up and combined with Alfred.
Alfred, yes.
I had to remember
I
that
remembered
as
that.
well. And it just seems like, okay, so now we've got this whole new thing developing, as in, out of nowhere we have these white Martians that are coming. Which, you know what, guys, can we get on this? There are 2 issues left.
Yeah, but the next 2 issues are gonna be epic, man.
I mean, either they're going to be epic and, like, I'm gonna be, like, throwing a party, or I'm scared that there's going to be disappointment. However, that fucking cover by Dan Mora.
Yes, I love it.
The playing card one, that was absolutely gorgeous.
I love this cover.
Dan Mora is one of my favorite artists, I think. Dan Mora, Jorge Jimenez, you get them drawing Batman in any form. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yes.
Dan Mora, Jorge Jimenez, Sean Gordon Murphy drawing Batman in any form.
Sean Gordon Murphy's Batman is fucking to die for. He's probably my favorite.
I love it. And but that cover is key. We have everyone dealing with the backlash over the whole, people weren't actually real thing.
Yeah.
That's still confusing to me.
Yeah, but I think it's all going to pull itself together. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Still
in
got
the
2 more
last 2 issues, I have faith. I'm going to have faith in this, that we're going to have this big,
everything has been fantastic
ending
so far. So I have faith that it'll close out good.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about next? I just yawned.
What is
Sorry,
this?
guys.
Action Comics? Action Comics.
1053.
With the bad cover you got.
I like the cover. Okay. I got the International Women's Day cover.
I love women, and I'm glad that they have a Women's Day, okay? I'm really glad that they do.
I'm really glad that you love women, dear.
but the cover is not cool, man. That's not cool.
You didn't like it. I'm pretty sure that's Ma Kent putting on a jacket.
Yeah, it is Ma Kent.
Yeah. And I like that. I like that it's Ma Kent being celebrated. I like that.
You know what? I like it a little bit more now.
Now that I pointed that out.
Yeah.
I like that she's being celebrated. She's getting her own jacket. She's a superwoman.
Yeah. She is a superwoman. I love Ma Kent.
Yeah.
I love the Kents.
Yeah. So, yeah, everyone gets to be excited that
That Metallo story, though, in there. Holy moly, that is good shit.
And she looks badass in the jacket.
Yeah.
You know what?
For having,
For being Ma Kent.
Yeah.
Okay, so who did the art on this cover? Because they're all women artists that do these. Eleonora Carlini. So we've got, this is Action Comics. Action Comics a few months ago busted up into
a few different
stories. I'll be real with you guys. I'm not even reading the Power Girl story anymore.
I read it.
You did?
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
It's still not good, but I keep reading it.
I'm not even reading it anymore. As somebody that
don't let that dissuade you, though. The rest of the comic is fantastic.
3 out of the 4 stories.
Yes.
Are great. All right. Please do not get it twisted.
Power Girl's got some new freaking power that happened with the Lazarus Rain, and it's kind of dumb.
Apparently, the Lazarus Planet Rain made Power Girl an empath. I'd like to say I've been an empath since birth, and it had nothing to do with Lazarus Rain. So.
Well, aren't you special? We'll get the Doom Patrol to come find you.
Yes. I'm down. All I have to do is cause some trouble, apparently. But we'll get to that in a moment. Put a pin in that one, guys. And we'll get to that. Got some John Henry.
Dude, yeah, I like that first story with Metallo. I feel bad for Metallo.
I know, because he's being like
He's
completely
being
swindled.
manipulated, man.
Yeah. Like he's being completely manipulated, and poor
And
Metallo's
he's going crazy.
sister.
Yeah, what is up, dude?
Like all that shit coming out of her.
Yeah, she is in some serious pain.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay. So the thing is Action Comics, doing some great stories there.
All the Superman comics are good right now.
All this, yeah, right on. They are. I'm enjoying this. I was apprehensive about the format change, but the format change has been paying off for me. It's one of those things where it's like, no matter what, you're probably going to find something you like in Action Comics.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on.
If you like Superman, anyway. If you like Superman and his bad guys, you're gonna like it.
Yeah, there's some Lex Luthor action in there. There's some Doombreaker stuff, like Doombreaker stuff.
Oh yes.
Ooh, man, what the?
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to that. I can't wait for next month's issue.
Yeah, if a comic is leaving you saying, "Yes, can't wait to see what happens next," then yeah, you're doing good. You're gonna find something. If you like Superman, you're gonna find something you like in Action Comics. I'll leave that up to you whether you think it is worth the $5.99 price tag. I'm finding it still worth the $5.99 price tag. That's just me personally. And Joe, I believe it. You.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
I love my Superman.
I know. You love him enough. You got him tattooed on you.
I know.
So the next.
You know what? This next book I feel like has been a sleeper hit, man. Like it has been a banger every month, and people have not been talking about it.
People are not talking about it, and so we were just talking a little bit ago about the negative side of Teenie Howard.
Yeah, and then this is like the positive side of her because she is putting out bangers with this book.
Yeah, so we've already talked about how we're fans of the Catwoman book earlier. One of the other books that Teenie Howard co-wrote with her husband, Blake Howard.
Did not know that. Cool.
Yes. Just released its final issue. It was a miniseries, 6-issue miniseries, Punchline: The Gotham Game. If you haven't been reading Punchline: The Gotham Game, and you got a few bucks to spend, pick up the issues of the Gotham Game, and I highly recommend the Derek Chew cover.
Covers. Man, this cover's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, the Derek Chew cover is definitely it's definitely really. The thing is like all 6 issues had a Derek Chew cover. Now, Derek Chew was for a while in the beginning of Stephanie Phillips's run of Harley Quinn, was doing the B covers, and I have pretty much all those B covers for Derek Chew because I fucking loved them.
I love them too. They're good. They're good covers, and that book was really good. It was a solid book. It made me like Punchline, and I thought I hated her.
You know what? I like that crazy bitch.
Yeah, she's crazy, and she's a bad guy, but I like her.
She is a bad guy to like. She is a bad guy to watch.
She's
that's
in Gotham
my
now.
Opinion.
I mean, she's been in Gotham, but now she's gonna a regular.
She has ambitions, and she's gonna do what she can to see that through. And what is her ambition? Chaos, anarchy, craziness.
Even more so than the Joker.
Even more so than the Joker. And it's one of the things that she actually talks about in this issue. Because the Joker finds her when she's been fucked up by Black Mask and his team.
And he's like, I'm not so crazy anymore. He's like,
and she's just like, what happened to you?
She's like, I
am crazy. And if somebody's gonna act like the Joker, it sure as hell is going to be me.
Yeah.
And
oh my god, what if they're setting her up to be like the new Joker?
You know what? I would love it. This is one of those things that came from the Tiny Onion era of Batman that I'm so happy that they are keeping.
I really like Punchline. She's a cool character. And she's not some knockoff like Harley Quinn like I thought at first.
No, and that's one of the things that in one of the issues I'm talking about this miniseries as a whole. That's one of the issues that they actually they broach that subject. They're like, is she really just another Harley Quinn? To which that one issue Batman is discussing, I think, with
that's right.
with Nightwing.
Nightwing, yes.
Yeah, he's like, no. Au contraire. She is nothing like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is nothing like her. And he actually pays a wonderful compliment to Harley Quinn that it looks like they're about ready to renege on Harley Quinn, but we're done talking about Harley.
Yeah, we're done.
For the month because I'm upset. But anyway,
I'm upset too. I like the old comic. I like the character development that was happening with her.
Yeah. But Punchline, that really could have I would have liked it if it kept going.
Yeah.
I would have
It's gonna be continuing in Catwoman though, so that's kind of cool.
Well, it is already continuing in Catwoman. That was one of the things that I loved about it, was that Teenie Howard was actually Teenie and Blake Howard were actually, tying it into another series in DC with Catwoman. Another series I've been highly enjoying by Teenie Howard.
I've been liking this new, I like it. It's very noir and stuff like that.
Yes, very much. It examines, if you're not reading Catwoman, it examines the idea of Catwoman being just as much of a detective as Batman.
Maybe not just as much, but yes.
Yeah. And right now she's in jail. So that's a trope, but it's a trope for a reason.
Yeah. I want to see where it goes next month. Or wait, this month, because it's already April.
It's already April. It's the beginning of April. This was the end of March.
Yes.
The run that we're, with DC that we're dealing
Well,
with.
yes, but I mean, this month we get a Catwoman. This next comic book, I loved. Loved.
Oh my God. It has...
I loved it. I would have put it up before, slightly above Detective, I think. That's how much I loved it.
Really?
Yes. I loved it.
It's really hard to... We've now entered, guys, because you're not seeing it, we're entered the top 3 books that basically, for me, this month. Not this month, this week. And little known fact that gets talked about on the channel is that I love playing D&D.
Yes. We do. We play it every Friday. We're playing Starfighter right now. We're
playing Starfighter right now, but I love playing games like D&D.
Speaking of that, go see the D&D movie. It's awesome. That's my recommendation.
Yes, definitely. The reviews are correct if you're seeing good review.
Anyway, this comic. Whew.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Saturday Morning Adventures.
#1 by IDW. Yes,
Knocked
sir.
it out of the park.
Carries on from the end of the old 1980s D&D Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Holy shit. I love this. This was a breath
I have
of
one
fresh
complaint.
air.
One complaint about this.
One.
It was so short. It felt so short.
It could have been so much longer. I would have read more pages. But it was so cool to catch up with all my favorite. I just got done watching this show not that long ago. Yeah, you rewatched it. It's on YouTube if you look for it. But basically the concept of this is these kids are at an amusement park and they find this D&D themed ride. And they get on the ride and they get transported to the Forgotten Realms. And when they get transported to Forgotten Realms, they all take on different character roles. Like, you have a cavalier, you have a ranger, you have a thief, you have a barbarian.
Yeah.
You have a wizard.
Bobby.
You have a druid, And
their partner.
And
Uni.
And then you have
baby
this
unicorn.
The fucking baby unicorn is so fucking cute all the fucking time. So they get transported to the Forgotten Realms, and this is the cartoon, and it ended. Well, IDW has been doing these things where they've been bringing back these cartoons in comic format. For instance, they just did
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. They did
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, and now they are doing Dungeons and Dragons, and it picks off from the end of the series.
Because there was never really a true ending.
There was never a true ending, and
there is an ending made that was made into a radio drama, but there never was a true
never
ending.
Official
Yes
ending. So the kids, they're still in the Forgotten Realms. They're still, dealing with Dungeon Master being all wishy-washy.
He's such a dick.
Oh my god. Dungeon Master is like the weird but like wishy-washy, even more wishy-washy version of Yoda to these kids. Okay, so now was it really short? Yes, but I think part of the reason is that they did some really cool full 2-page spread splash pages in this that was like
that first one where it shows them like
yes
their ages and stuff and what they're like
their stats.
Yes.
Oh my god. They could have even done more with that and done like strength 10. Like
that would have been cool.
Wisdom. Yeah,
Who's your favorite character?
I love the thief.
All right.
I like her. The realist that's like, okay, did it ever occur to you, Hank, that maybe we want to stay? Because Hank still wants to go home.
Yeah.
Hank the Ranger.
Hank appointed himself the leader too, man. Pretty much.
He appointed himself the leader, and I don't. What he needs to learn is that sometimes you just gotta, let somebody else take the wheel.
it's obvious who my favorite character is.
Uni.
Huh? Uni and Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The barbarian.
Yep.
But guys, this is.
I love the cover. I love the cover.
We got the cover A. It's very much like if you were to take the old cartoon and like spruce it up.
Yeah, well, I was just getting ready to say the same thing.
Yeah. So we have writing creative team as Booer, Mags, and Combatists. I don't know if a lot of people are talking about this comic, but if you would all love Dungeons and Dragons and Forgotten Realms, if you're
an 80s kid and watched the show,
the 80s cartoons, like, get it.
We're sticking with this comic.
It's in my top 3. We're sticking with it
because that is good. I put it above Detective this month.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
It was just fun.
When we get to the top 3, it's not really a solid.
Oh, my number 1 is solid, which is your number 1.
Well, what I'm saying is the top 3 is not really a solid, like, best, and then going down. Like, these are the top 3 that I love, in no particular order.
Oh, but mine is number 1. Is definitely my number 1.
Yeah. But Dungeons and Dragons, guys, so much fun. Check it out. It's a good palate cleanser book, just like we've talked about Darkwing Duck being.
God, is that a good book, too?
Yeah. Getting to relive our childhoods one week at a time.
Darkwing Duck is surprisingly good. That's better than it has any right to be. That's better. So was that Dungeons and Dragons, too. I mean, it was
amazing. I loved it so much. I was so
I expected to like it, but like not like holy crap, this is
not
super
be
good.
Like, oh my god, this is in my top 3. Yeah.
Next one is a masterpiece too.
Guys, what can be said about Detective Comics right now?
What can be said about Ron V? God, that guy.
What can be said? This is a like you have an art form.
But it's
right?
everything in this book jives, man. The art jives with the writing, and it's just all jives, man. The coloring.
Absolutely chef's kiss. Okay?
The line work, everything in there. And these covers.
It's rare. Like and like I said on the monthly comic review on Pop Culture Philosophers, all you need is the
cover A.
Cover A.
Yeah.
Cover A is all you need. Cover A by Evan Kagel. Like, that's all you need. That's all you need. You know, if you want to get the other covers, by all means. But all you, like, that, the trade dress on Detective Comics Cover A with the art by Evan Kagel, like, shit. Okay? But what can be said about Rom V except for...
The guy's a freaking master. Oh, man, he's like...
It's... Words cannot express the absolute... I think we found a creator that if I ever got to meet him, I would be beyond words.
Oh, man, because that run on freaking Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing, his Catwoman even.
Man, that Swamp Thing.
Made me feel things. That it was just like... I love Catwoman, guys. I love Catwoman, but that Catwoman run made me feel things that you... Like... You shouldn't be feeling with the Catwoman run. It's just meant to be Cape and Cal fun. And now we've got Cape and Cal, and we've got absolute fucking poetry.
Oh, yeah, and this one, too, there was some heartfelt stuff going on there.
Oh, my God, the page.
Yes.
Where he's at his parents' grave. Guys. And he's thinking about how he could have been happy, and he was almost happy. But then... She said she couldn't take Batman from the world, and Batman needs the darkness, and it's like harboring, like just bringing it back to that Batman 50 issue by Tom King, where she pulls the rug out from underneath him, that letter she writes him.
I want to read that Batman Catwoman run so bad.
Oh, and then he goes on and he does it.
Yeah.
Like, we all know I love Tom King.
Well, we all do.
We all do. But Rom V, that page was like, if that didn't entice someone to want to go back and read that Batman 50 again... Read that Batman number 22, which is the Batman where he proposes to her. And Tom King harkens it all the way back to Batman number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking a Rebirth era or New 52. I'm talking 1940. But anyways, enough about Tom King, because we're talking about Rom V right now. And we're talking about... Holy fuck, that Detective Comics. And we got our second look at the Vigil.
Yes, we did, and they're pretty cool, man.
Nice little 4-person team integratingly working together, and definitely probably occupying the thoughts of Barbara Gordon right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, how did anyone get past my shit?
They got their own computer expert.
Exactly. So, we've got Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, hanging out with shoes. Shoes. If you are not familiar with Shoes, that is Lion. Also calling herself Cheshire Cat.
Cheshire Cat, man.
She is the daughter of one Roy Harper.
Yep.
Who does not remember who she is or where her parents are, who her parents are. She is also a member of Catwoman's Strays.
Yep. Well, what's she doing here, though?
She's in the alleys of Gotham trying to figure out how to get home. And now she's got Solomon Grundy's help. Because Solomon fights off all these Argham's...
I love that Solomon Grundy takes pity on, like, little people, like,
little bitty, girls that are just looking for help. They're kind to him because, he had that whole thing with Harley.
Yep.
And Harley was like, I have to bring my friend Solomon Grundy with me. Oh, man. I'm going to miss fucking Stephanie Phillips writing Harley. I can tell already.
I'm going to miss Harley being Harley.
But Batman is still trying to figure out where his head is. He's also trying to figure out what the deal is with the Argums and what they're doing. And we have him visiting Talia for part of that.
Talia's got some fancy digs, man.
Miss Al Ghul, Talia, Ghul girl. What the hell? You are just gorgeous, of course. Talia brings up, guys, Daddy.
Yep.
Daddy is a long-term enemy of the Argums. Argums.
Yeah.
To the point where he killed the major patriarch.
Yep.
She loads that information onto Batman. We had the Vigil, like we mentioned, visiting Barbara Gordon, saying, "Hey, we're here too, and we're taking interest. Take care of it, or we will. We're going to show our respect to Batman, but
we respect what he does, but we don't do things the same way." That's pretty much what they said.
Yeah. But because we respect him, figure it out, or we will. And so we've got that little added layer.
I can't wait for that new book.
That's going to be
drop.
awesome.
It's Romby. It's going to be great.
I have a feeling like that anything he fucking writes is just golden. Now, he did that interview recently with Pop Culture Philosophers.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not checked it out and you're listening, please go check it out, especially if you're an aspiring writer. It is like taking a free masterclass from Rom V. He's got this going on. He's got the Vigil going on, and he has, I think...
Is he still in Carnage? Or no?
He's taking a step back from that soon, I believe, if I'm understanding correctly. He's going to have, his nose in it every so often, but he's going to be, in the next year, turning out 2 to 3 creator-owned.
We will have to get that. I want to read his independent stuff, man.
Yes.
Because that's where a lot of writers really shine.
Yeah. Where they get to come up with their own stories and own, catches and everything like that. But, yeah. Detective Comics is always something that is always coming up on top for me when I'm reading it, and I believe you feel the same way,
yeah,
Joe.
Totally. But this next book is absolutely my number one.
What can be said about this next book except for welcome back?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I haven't read Doom Patrol since the 90s, man, but my God, was this something.
So you read the Grant Morrison stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever read the Gerard Way stuff?
I did not.
Okay, so apparently Gerard Way is really where it's at. Like, yes, Grant Morrison, definitely, but then Gerard Way.
Wait, when did Gerard Way start?
I'd have to look that up to be sure. But, yeah, apparently it's... If you haven't read it, you should definitely probably take a look-see.
Yeah, I definitely want to get the trades of that.
Now, we are just... After moving to Indianapolis, we are just a few steps away from getting our library card. We are almost there. I'm definitely going to be seeing if I can find some of Gerard Way's Doom Patrol at the library.
For sure.
Rather than just, going hog wild at the store. I'll buy it if I end up liking it to have it in my library, And from what I've been told, from what I've heard, I'm going to like it. So, Unstoppable Doom Patrol #1, y'all. What can be said about this except for it is... I
did not read it. That was 2016. So yeah,
no, you did not read it. Okay. Yeah. Well, Joe, you read this one.
I did, and I loved it.
And the humor's there,
The weirdness is
the
there.
weirdness is there. You even got Batman and Robin showing
And
up.
I like this new character too.
Yes, the Beast
Beast
Girl.
Girl? Yes.
Oh my God, Beast Girl is so adorable. She's so cute. She's like this little beastie, pink girl, pinkish purplish thing, and she can manipulate
Your fight or flight
your
instincts.
fight or flight instincts.
I liked her a lot.
I liked it a lot. And they have basically what's going on here is they are coming out, and it's a continuation of the story that got started during the whole Lazarus Planet event.
Which wasn't much.
But it was a good little introduction to this. And basically what they're doing is they're going around and they're trying to, instead of imprisoning or committing or destroying new metahumans, they are looking to offer them a source of a home, a place to be, a place to learn about what's new about them, and this is the purpose of Doom Patrol.
God, and it was so good. This like that. Like I heard that it was good from certain people that we watch like their reviews and stuff, like Robbie and stuff like that. And he's like, it's super good. It's my pick of the week. And I was like, all right, it's good, but
yeah,
is it really that good? And I'm like, oh my God, dude,
it really is good.
Especially when you told me to read it, I was like, begrudgingly, I'm like, fine, I want to read it.
Well, no, like I was like, you know what, you need to read this because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the review together this week. I cannot promise that Joe will be on my review again, but this is just, it's been nice.
I do read comics, so.
You do read comics. You read a lot of stuff, and you even read stuff that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
like I got Stargirl left.
Still. Yeah, I mean, if you're ever on social media and you are into, say, the Star Wars comics.
Yep, I talk a lot about Star Wars on Twitter.
He loves the Star Wars comics, new and old. And the Star Trek comics.
I do Star Trek.
Yes. So if you feel like there's not a lot of people out there reading the Star Wars stuff, reading the Star Trek stuff, and I want to talk to somebody about it, Joe's your guy.
Yes, I do. I love Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah. So that's it for us this week.
I had fun doing this.
Yeah. So.
Also, let's talk about how cool this cover is. It's very classic-y.
Let's see here. Let's take a look. Who did the art on this one? That was Chris Burnham and Nick Filardi. The creative team.
It looks like a classic old school comic book cover.
Yeah, it does. Otherwise, the creative team on Unstoppable Doom Patrol is Culver, Burnham, and Reber. And guys, okay, yep, that is it for us for this week's comic review.
What's happening comic review?
What's happening comic review with Carrie and Joe. You guys got to hear what Joe thinks of comics this week. This is amazing.
Yep, I agree with your order except for one part. I would have put Dungeons and Dragons above Ron V this week because I don't know, that was just, it captured my heart, I think.
Yeah, I loved it. It was good.
It wasn't better than Doom Patrol though. Doom Patrol really was something. Holy crap, that was a good comic, man.
I really hope that ends up being an ongoing instead of a
me too
mini-series.
But it's
so
not
guys,
gonna.
I'm gonna remind you right now before we get off tonight. Make sure if you are excited about Green Arrow, get on there and get that final order cut off in.
Ooh, yeah, Green Arrow. I'm excited for it.
Green Arrow's final order cutoff is this weekend, guys. Get in there, get it, because I'm excited. But anyways, guys, that's it for this week. I'll probably be feeling good enough to be on camera next week and doing my normal for whatever it's worth comic book review. But I'm really glad that I got to do this week with Joe. And thank you for joining me today, Joe.
And thank you, fine people, for listening.
Yes, exactly. All right, guys. But until then, until next time, if you see something, say something. Remember the complacent. never make a difference. And we'll be seeing ya.
Toodles.